What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm here to break down the NASCAR Xfinity Series race at Mid-Ohio on Draftkings. This race is Saturday. The NASCAR Xfinity and Cup Series are racing this weekend at two different road courses. Xfinity's at Mid-Ohio and Cup Series at Sonoma. This is the Xfinity Series video. If you're new here, make sure to leave a like on this video, subscribe to this channel. Leave a comment, turn on notification bell, all that stuff really helps me grow. If you want to get more of my content, you can always subscribe to my Patreon. I'll put the link down below. It's going to be $10 a month where you're going to get spreadsheets for every single series, all three series combined. So this spreadsheet you see here, another one as well. You're going to get past optimal lineups for every single race, what I expect the optimal lineup to look like. You're going to get rankings for every single race, what each driver needs to do to pay off their salary. You're going to get some other stuff, cash core, stuff like that. So be sure to go hit that link down below if you want to join that. But let's get into this quick little breakdown. I'm just going to kind of run down what I expect to happen here. Austin Cindric, I expect to be a popular play, but this race is a short race. These Xfinity Series races, there's not as many laps, so lap split are not as important. So out of these top tier guys, AJ Allmendinger is going to be my favorite one because he just gives us most place differential with potential also to get out front and lead laps. Great road course driver. I expect one of these four, honestly, to win. I don't see anybody other than Cindric, Allmendinger, Gibbs, or Gragson winning this race. So Allmendinger is going to be the guy that I really like. I mean, all of them are really good road course drivers. We all know Allmendinger's history. We all know Cindric's history. Ty Gibbs won the Daytona road course earlier in the series, coming off a win at Charlotte. Noah Gragson always runs well. We've never seen him win a road course, but he's always running in the top five. So, other than Coda, where he had engine issues, obviously it's different. But not really counting that right now. So those are going to be that's how I feel about those guys really up there. I think Cindric and Gibbs and Allmendinger and Gragson, are the guys who get out front, but that's not really what I'm trying to go for. I'm not really too focused on Dominator points this week, especially for this race. We'll talk about the Cup Series one. I like Dominator points a little bit more, but still not as much. So Cindric's fine, but I prefer Allmendinger. He's going to be my favorite play in this range. I also really like Noah Gragson. When you get to Daniel Hemrick, never really been a super strong road course driver by any means, although he does have a really good run at Mid-Ohio a few years ago. A little expensive. I'd rather just pay $200 more for Noah Gragson starting a little bit farther back and someone who I have more faith in at road courses. Justin Allgaier starts fifth. I just kind of feel like he's a similar play to some of these guys up front. I just don't see him getting out front and leading laps, though, so probably not going to be on Allgaier at all. We can go to Josh Berry. Josh Berry's in a different car this week. He is not in a normal number 8 car that we've been seeing him drive all year. He's driving a 31 car, which is what Tyler Reddick drove last week, and he drove it into a top 10. Obviously, I think that car is capable. Starting 31st, he's $9,700. You're paying a little bit for him, but I don't mind it. I think this is a race where place differential is just so much more important than, lap slide and everything. So I really like Josh Berry here. That car's definitely top 10 capable. We've never seen him at a road course in this series, right? I don't think he ran Coda. I'm like 95% sure he didn't run Coda. I could be completely wrong about that, to be honest, but I think Josh Berry should be fine here. $9,700 starting 31st, really like that. Here's the Merton starting too high. I'm not going to be too interested there. Miguel Paludo is in the 8 car, the car that Josh Berry usually drives. Starting 29th, he's going to offer you some place differential. Ran really well at Daytona road course earlier this year, so really like Miguel Paludo. Another guy that should be able to get a top 10 in that car. Talented driver, especially road course driver, so definitely going to like Miguel Paludo here. Justin Haley starting 10th. He could be a little bit of an underrated play here. Haley's an underrated road course driver. We've seen him run well. We've seen him lead laps and contend for wins. He did win a truck race at this, it was in Canada. He won a truck race in Canada a few years ago, but obviously it's a different track, but still, we've seen him have success at these road courses, so if you want to get to Justin Haley, I would be fine with it. Wouldn't call him my favorite play in the world, but I do think he's okay. Much preferred guys like Paludo and Andy Lally right around him. Andy Lally's in the 23 for Our Motorsports this week. I like Andy Lally here. He should be able to get a top 12. Honestly, he should be able to compete for a top 10. He's a great road driver. We've seen him have success pretty much every time he comes to the series. So really like Andy Lally as well. That's going to be someone I want to key in on. Brandon Jones, Jeb Burton start too high for me to really be interested here in a place differential race. Michael Annett starting 15th. I don't know. He's just really not really a great road course driver. I kind of expect him to ride around 15th all day, so not going to be too excited there. Maybe get a top 10, but still at that point, I don't even know if that's going to be worth it, especially when we get to guys like Preston Pardis. Brett Moffitt starts 18th. We haven't seen him run well to road courses in this series yet, so I don't really have too much interest there. He can, move up a little bit, but there's other mid-range guys I much prefer. Preston Pardis starting 39th. Yeah, he's in a 90 car, but he's a road course ringer. He only races the road course, and he always does pretty well. So I don't have a problem playing him starting 39th at all. I think that's a pretty good play. Like the place differential he offers you, I don't have a problem with that. Myatt Snider's going to be someone I'm going to be taking shots on. We've seen Snyder. That is kind of where he's from. I forget what series he raced in. I think it was overseas or whatever. And he was a road course driver before he came into NASCAR. We have seen him run well at the road courses. It just seems like he's had some issues. Late wreck at Road America cost him a really good run last year. So stuff like that. I think Myatt Snider could have a good run, a top five run in this race. Not a huge Myatt Snider fan, but I do kind of like him whenever we go to the road courses, so I will have some exposure to him. Ryan Sieg starting 23rd. I'd rather just pay up $300 more for Preston Pardus, to be honest. I mean, what has Ryan Sieg showed us this year or at road course that really wants to make you play him? Starting 23rd, $7,600 at Mid Ohio. Not really that much. So, yeah. Alex LeBay, I do like LeBay here. LeBay is another guy that's just a really good road course driver. We've seen him run really well in the past. And starting 16th, I think he could compete for a top 5, honestly. He really could. I'm not saying he will, but the upside and potential is there. So I'm going to be interested in that. Riley Herbst starts 9th. Not really going to be interested in that. Brandon Brown 6th. Not going to be interested there. Landon Castle starting 20th. I just think he's a little bit pricey. Like, I could just go down a little bit farther for guys starting a little bit farther back. But, I mean, Castle should do better than some of these guys down here. So if you want to get to Landon Castle, I think that's okay. But still, for the most part, probably going to be avoiding him. Jeremy Clements starting 8th starts way too high. Josh Williams starting 24th has been struggling this year. But, he has some place differential upside. He's in a little bit better equipment than some of these other guys down here. Well, not Ryan Ellis, definitely Ryan Ellis. But, I think he's an okay play, an okay value play if you really want to get there. Ryan Ellis starting 28th, not going to be interested in him. Just season 99 car. BG McLeod Motorsports is good. Now, I know Briscoe ran well in 99 last week, but that was a Stuart Haas car branded as a BG McLeod car, so that wasn't actually the normal car that they ride. I don't think Ryan Ellis does too well here. Chris Wright's been kind of trash this year, but he's in a good car this week. Driving in number 26 for, what's that team name? Sam Hunt Racing, the Toyota team. That's equipment's better than what we've seen him in this year. He obviously plays differential. He's only $6,200. I think Chris Wright's going to be popular, but I really like him here. Jay Buford starting 19th, probably not going to be interested. Bailey Curry, really like Bailey Curry here starting 38th. Obviously, you can run the risk when you play a Mike Harmon car that could have mechanical failure, but, we've seen Bailey Curry run pretty well this year at every track whenever there's no mechanical issues for him. Obviously, when there's a mechanical issue, whatever, but whenever there's not, we've seen him run pretty well. Obviously, a lot of place differential, and he's only $5,900. I think that's a really good value to get to. Jeffrey Earnhardt starts 26th at $5,800. Now, I still don't want to play Jeffrey. Cody Ware in the 17th, starting 21st. That's okay. He could compete for a top 15, but I don't know. It feels like you're pushing it when you have all these other place differential guys here. Like Tommy Joe Martin's, man, starting 25th. I know he hasn't been the best road course racer, but when you compare equipment to all these guys down here, like, this is by far the best car at $5,600. And Tommy Joe Martin has been, awful this year, so I don't hate him. I don't know why these guys' salaries didn't come up. It's weird. See if it'll come up. Nope. Oof. I'm assuming they're really cheap. I actually just might go look that up real quick for you guys, because that's kind of frustrating. Graph. 47. Light isn't even in the pool. So is Stephen Light not racing anymore? Did someone replace him? I guess someone replaced Stephen Light. I didn't even realize it. We're just not in the race. Whatever. We got to figure out who's in that Stephen Light car. Doing this live on the thing, man. That's what you got to do sometimes. Oof. Starting 36. Oh, David Starr. Okay. That's not really that big of a deal. And he's 4,800. Oh, crap. Alright, keep going. Colby Howard starting 30th, offers you place differential, fine. Kyle Weatherman, 35th, offers you place differential, fine. Greg Gallning, finally we got Greg Gallning really cheap. This is where he should be priced. He's been bad this year, but now at $5,100 starting dead last, it can't really hurt you. so I don't hate it that much anymore. So Greg Gaulding I would be fine with. Matt Jaskell, he's a good road course driver, but that 66 car sucks, so probably not going to be too interested there. Matt Mills starting 32nd is just bad, so I'm going to keep staying away from him. Little and Vargas no. Graf and Starr, not going to be all that excited for them, but if you want to play Graf, I think that's okay. But I definitely prefer like Greg Gaulding, Kyle Weatherman, Howard in this range because I just think they can finish higher. So that's really all I got for this video. Thank you guys so much for checking this out. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe, and have a great rest of your day.